Because I've had lots of experience. For 40 years, I've served this nation. 40 years in all areas, I would say. Spent 26 years with Ghana Commercial Bank. 4 years in London, managing your bank in London as a general manager. You brought me to Ghana, made me your deputy governor, and then the governor. Sent me to Minister of Finance as your Minister for Finance and Economic Planning. I've done all these. And I think I've had an unmatched record everywhere I have been. We must all rise up and help ourselves. It's important.
That you speak.
That I speak.
Okay, so what is the Ghanaian dream? How do you define
the Ghanaian dream? Very simple. Providing opportunity to every Ghanaian, whether a man, a woman, a child, providing a level playing field for all of them, for all of us, to be able to achieve what we want to achieve. You understand? As we're speaking now, there are children who go to school on the trees. These children will be taking the same exams that those in the first-class public schools are going to take. Are we being fair to them? Are we providing the same opportunities to them? You understand me? We should provide opportunities for all these children. Same opportunities. A level playing field for all of them to be able to achieve and become what they want to become in this world.
Okay. And, you know, we will come back and talk extensively about this Ghanaian dream, because for many young people, their understanding of the Ghanaian dream may not necessarily be what you talk about now. But we'll come back to it very shortly. Let's talk about, you're telling me very, you know, a while ago that we took you to, you know, London to manage our bank. We brought you back here, took you to the finance ministry to be a minister of finance. You've been a deputy governor, you've been a governor. Let's talk about your political journey. How did it start?
Political journey?
Yes.
Well, I ran the central bank, as you know. And after leaving the central bank, 8 years after, I was invited to be the Minister for Finance and Economic Planning. That's where it started.
Who invited you?
The late President, Professor Atta Mills. And after his death, 2018, the late President, again, GHOne, asked me to take up the flag bearership of the NDC. A lot of delegations came to my house. They are all there to testify to that. But I decided to step back and allow the former President, John Mahama, to step forward. Okay. I didn't want to contest with him. No. So I had to give reasons why I thought Mahama should be given another opportunity instead of me taking up the job.
When did former President Rawlings have this conversation with you?
Oh, 2017, 2018. A lot of people were aware. Got delegations upon delegations came to my house.
And you felt that former President Mahama deserved another chance?
Yes.
Now, I mean, fast forward, is this something that you're banking your hopes on? Are you going to take it up?
We're not there yet. Now the focus should be on the party. On the party. We have to build a very strong party. Understand me? When you have a very strong party, you can pick anybody to lead you, and you make a huge success.
What is the state of the party now? It's not strong enough?
It is strong, but the opposition, the MPP, is making lots of inroads into our strong areas. Okay? Years ago, we could say that Volta region, now Volta and OT, where I represent. We call it World Bank, you remember?
Yeah, of the NDC.
Of the NDC. Now, you know what is happening? 1996, the MPP pooled only 34,000 votes. 2020, they pooled almost 204,000 votes. Our 9 stronghold areas, they have made huge inroads. All the northern region areas, you look at Bron East, it used to be our stronghold. They've made some inroads there. Whereas we are not making any inroads in their strong areas. Where I come from, Ashanti. Ashanti has huge numbers, about 2.5 million people. Whereas they pulled almost 1.8, we had only 652,000. You understand? And we need to grow the party, especially in Ashanti, in the eastern region. Okay. We are strong, but we should be made stronger than we are now to be able to compete. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what exactly are you doing in your own corner? What are you contributing to building that party that you talk about?
Encouraging members to join the NDC. You know, a video came out some weeks ago in which I was talking to Ghanaians to join the NDC. That's what we are doing. And I have people who are also going around talking to Ghanaians to join the NDC, that will be better off with the NDC. So we are growing the party. That's my priority.
To build a stronger party.
Exactly.
Who are you doing this with? Are you going around on your own, encouraging and asking people to join the NDC to build a strong party?
Well, to social media, that video, if I watched it, have you done it? Have you seen it, the video?
Yes, I have seen it.
Yeah.
But I'm asking, are you doing this in consultation with other members of the party?
Oh, yes.
Who are these people? Former President Mahama and the rest?
You cannot use your president, your former president. It's too big. But I people, the grassroots we are talking to. You cannot talk to your former president. No.
Okay.
You should respect the position.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing this with the grassroots?
Yes.
How about the
Talking
leadership level of the party? Who are you working with?
Well, if we're working with the grassroots, it means working with everybody. The power is at the grassroots.
I see. But, you know, speaking of the grassroots, I mean, I have heard people, you know, come up with, I'm sure that you have heard it as well, that you don't really have a connection with the rank and file of the party. How do you respond to that?
It's a propaganda.
Is it?
You see, when I was the finance minister, we managed to even carve an area in the Ashanti region, and it became an NDC constituency. My own brother is the MP there. Who else was able to carve an area for the NDC in any particular region? I did it. But you know, talking does not bring progress. It's action. Work and stop talking. Okay? That's what I do. So at least I was able to give the party one constituency, one region. You understand? Yes.
Okay. And from the work that you have done so far,
Yeah.
because I see that you are doing some work, real work, what have you realized is needed to build the kind of NDC that you want to see?
Strengthen the branches, because they have huge challenges.
What are some of the challenges that you saw?
You see, we are all Ghanaians.
Right.
And you know, our rural areas, what they go through. You are here, they will call you, there's been a funeral here, and we have to attend this funeral. They do this every week, several times a week, attending funerals, paying school fees, paying medical bills at a branch level. We supported them. So we should fund the branches. We should strengthen the branches to be able to do this job for us. Because that's where the power is, the strength is. You understand me? So branch management, branch funding of the NDC is so critical. It's dear to my heart.
What has been the response since you started this journey of strengthening the rank and file of the party, or the grassroots of the party?
Very positive.
From who?
From the branch. They are very happy to hear that I'm supporting them.
They are happy in your capacity as what? As a future flag bearer of the party,
No.
or as a member of the NDC?
No, as a member of the NDC, a senior member, a former minister.
Right.
Okay. Not because I'm fighting for any position, but I'm helping to strengthen the party.
But in your campaign to strengthen the party, since you have been receiving positive responses, what are some of the things they've been telling you?
It's not a campaign.
No, when I say campaign, I mean it's a positive campaign to strengthen the party.
You're working to strengthen the party.
So in your work
Yeah.
to strengthen the party, let me use
Yeah.
that exact word. What have they been telling you that they think you'll be a good representation for the party? No?
They're happy that they're getting the support they need to strengthen the party.
Support they never had?
Of course, yes. If a family loses their loved ones, and you supported them with the funeral and so on, would they be happy? A young guy has been sent out of school because he couldn't pay school fees, and you do that, would they be happy?
Is that the kind of support that you're giving them?
Oh, yes.
Is this something that they have never had? Nobody from the NDC has
No,
ever
I've
done?
been doing it. And the areas I have been doing this, they're happy. We have 275 constituencies. I already know what's happening in other areas. But in my small corner, they're happy.
Okay. Now let's go back and talk about your political journey. There are some who have mentioned the fact that you're using the fact that you're coming from the Ashanti region as a very strong ticket to get and do the works that you are doing in the NDC, like trying to strengthen it. How do you respond to that?
No, as I mentioned, Ashanti is very important in our political dynamics in the country because of the numbers. They have about 2.5 million valid voters. It's just like Greater Accra. But whereas Greater Accra, the two parties share, the Ashanti MPP has dominated the region to the extent that when they had 1.8 million, we had only 652,000. And has been propaganda that, the Ashantis don't like the NDC. It is not true. I'm an Ashanti. We like NDC. When NDC is in power, we do more for the Ashantis, and they know it. When the late professor was in power, you know what he did for Ashantis? The Kumasi KGTM market we talk about started when he was there, and the memo to cabinet was prepared by now the chairman of the party, Mr. Fosampofu, and myself. Talk to him. The Suffolk line interchange, when we came in, about 50% had been completed. Did you hear of the Gang of Four at the time? There were big 4 projects. The Kumasi Suffolk line interchange, the Tepashi, Medina, Ashimota, Ofanko, and so on. We call them the Gang of Four. We borrowed money and completed those projects. The Suffolk line one was a major one. The NDC did it. The NDC gave Formula Hospital. The NDC gave Kumau the hospital. The Afari hospital you hear about, it was NDC's project.
Okay.
So we do so much for Ashanti when we are in power. Who says the Ashantis don't like NDC?
Yeah, but I mean, it tells in the votes.
Eh?
It tells in the votes.
Because of propaganda.
Really?
That's impressive that they don't like NDC. It's not true.
It's not true.
Ashantis like NDC, and we want to put it that we like them. And
Is this something that you want to change?
We are changing it. You know what? It's a propaganda because people are saying that, because of Rawlings, they don't like the NDC. But the late President Rawlings was the only presidential candidate who pulled more than 30%, Ashanti 33%. Look at your records. So it's a propaganda. We must work harder as a party to prove our fortunes in Ashanti. And we are going to do it. We're going to target 40% in 2024 to stop the so-called break the eight idea. It will not happen.
Okay, you're going to target 40% of the votes in the Ashanti
Yes.
region. And who is going to make that happen?
The NDC members. We are all going to work. We are going to work.
How do you intend to do that?
What do you do in politics? You campaign.
Right.
We're going to campaign.
And you think they haven't campaigned enough over the last couple of years?
I'm talking about Rawlings' time. He campaigned so much that even though they said because of what he had done, that he's destroying their businesses, they didn't like him, they voted for him, 33%. No leader in our party has ever done that. So it can be done, and we'll do it.
And you do it. What is your connection with the Ashanti and the NDC? Are you hoping to be the one to bridge that gap?
What gap?
The votes gap.
But
And
Ashanti,
get the 40% that the NDC wants to get in 2024.
the NDC in Ashanti, the NDC outside Ashanti, the leadership, we are going to work. Because what is the problem? What do? You solve the problem. Do we sit down and let the MPP dominate Ashanti forever? Is that politics? We must go in there, fight and get our share. That's what we are going to do.
Okay. Well, we will come back to this, but let me take you back to the Ghanaian dream conversation. You said that your Ghanaian dream is to have a level playing field for every Ghanaian, irrespective of where you come from.
Sure.
And I am telling you that when you talk to the ordinary Ghanaian on the street, the Ghanaian dream is to get out of the country, make money, leave the country because of, missed opportunities. How do you intend to let them align to your Ghanaian dream and make them believe in your Ghanaian dream?
You have solved my problem for me. Why are they leaving? Why are Ghanaians leaving their country? Because they're not being given opportunity to rise and achieve what they want to achieve for themselves. They're not having equal opportunities. They're not happy. Ghanaian dream should create those opportunities for everybody. A woman, a man, a child, who would like to leave his country for another country. If the one is happy, we say home sweet home, isn't it? Why would I travel? Because I'm not happy. But it can be done here. We are a small nation, just 30 million people, and the Lord loves us so much. We have tremendous resources. What don't we have in this country? Everything we have is special. Even our cocoa is a special cocoa. The taste is different. You know it. Our pineapple tastes differently. I hear that even our gold is even the best. The Lord has given us the best. So why are people leaving the country? Because we have not created equal opportunities for them. We have not provided level ground for them. We are not making it because of these hurdles. That's why they are leaving.
How do you intend to bridge that gap?
It's the responsibility of all of us, leadership, everybody. Okay? You are here, I'm sure. When you're not happy here, you leave. If you don't see any opportunities and you don't have the level ground, will you be happy here?
No.
It happens to the whole nation. All of us can do it. All of us. Okay? Even though I say leadership should take that challenge and make sure that we are all being treated equally.
Okay. You know, in as much as I know you don't like to talk about this, I'll take you to that subject. And I listened to your very last lecture on the Ghanaian dream, and you outlined a number of points. And you know, after that lecture, or even before, there are people who said that these lectures is just a prelude to introduce you to a possible flag bearership and eventually become a president of the country. And that's why you talk so passionately about the Ghanaian dream. And so, you know, for the many people who are watching, this is a very fine opportunity to let us know what your stance are on it. Do you want to become the flag bearer of the NDC?
So, I've mentioned this several times that to say, when we get to the river, we'll cross it. We're not there yet. We run a political party. Have you heard that we have announced the race for flag bearership? We're not there yet. So we are building the party. And I'm saying that we should focus on the party. When the time comes, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. We're not there yet.
Okay. Granted that we are not there yet, but you know, if we get to that bridge and you are honored or privileged to get that opportunity, is it something that you take up?
Let's get to the bridge.
Let's get to the bridge. But okay, yes. You know, let me just say quickly that the show is also live on Star FM 103.5. We are live on Ultimate FM 106.9 and Empire FM 102.7. Now, I'm joined in the studio by former Finance Minister, Dr. Kwabena Duffuor. Doc, so when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it and we'll definitely know. But in the meantime, as we all lace our boots, there are people who have talked about getting tired of a certain category of people leading the country. And I'm talking about the age factor. Some say they want young, fresh minds to run the affairs of the country. They're tired of people who appear to be very matured and old. What's your stance on that?
What has age got to do with maturity and performance? Look at our Ghanaian black star. Hmm?
But I mean, you have said that look at what is happening in this country. There's a lot of suffering. People are unhappy.
Yes.
And because we have seen a trend in the leaders that we have, they think that maybe, just maybe when we have a younger generation lead or control the affairs of this country, things will change.
Are you comparing our president, Nana Akufo-Addo, with John Mahama? Or what?
No, I'm not. I just want to hear where you stand on the age factor.
Age has nothing to do with performance capacity. We are looking for people who will be able to solve our problems for us. And I refer you to the Ghanaian, the Black Star, our team. Who is the coach now?
He's a white man.
The previous, not only is he a white man, but older person who was here in 2010. We tried 2 other younger people. We brought him back, haven't we? If there's a problem, you want to resolve it. You don't look at age. You look at performance. Who can resolve this issue for us, this problem for us? We have a problem now.
I don't think that age was the reason why they brought the other people, that they wanted
younger
people.
Performance.
So maybe we should also try younger people and see how it turns out.
They brought him back because of his performance. Okay? We brought him back because we know he can make a big difference.
But you are preaching the Ghanaian dream. You don't want young people to take up the affairs of this country and See how they run it?
Young people will be groomed to move into the job and do it well. You see, if you look at the cabinet in other countries, they pair the young with the old all the time, so that the old will pass on the knowledge to the older one. This noise about age, to me, is neither here nor there. We need maturity everywhere. You understand? I don't want to quote the Bible. Why did even the Lord choose Moses when he was 80 years? There were younger ones around. Leadership does not depend on age. The experience, the maturity, the capacity of the person. Who says a young person cannot even die? We have younger people. What we should ask for is the health of the person. How healthy is this person? You understand? Not how old is he. How competent is this person? Can he manage this issue for us? Can we make a difference? That's what we're asking for. And in my area, we don't even ask about age. We want to say, how are you? How's your health?
Okay.
That's what we ask for.
But I'm sure that you have seen a lot of concerns being raised about the age factor.
Some concerns, not concerns, some concerns. Not very.
Okay, some concerns, fair enough.
Not
But
very.
Are you saying that when we get to the bridge where, or if you decide to become flag bearer of the NDC or contest, your age won't be a barrier?
I don't think so. My performance, my unmatched record will deliver me. It's a problem. We can solve it. Why have you brought us, you say, white by foreigner, back to manage our team for us? He's not younger than the two previous ones. He's older. Why have you brought him back? He's capable. He had a record. So you brought him back. That's how we manage issues, not age. No, capacity, maturity, performance. You understand? It's not boxing, is it? We're not going to box. We're going to use our brain, experience to solve problems. We're not going to fight. No.
Okay. Now, you know, the way you speak, and I'm sure people who have followed you over the years would say that you're a very soft-spoken person, very calm, collected. And more often than not, that's not what we see with a lot of, you know, quote-unquote successful leaders, political leaders. They are very assertive. They are very outspoken. Would you say that your soft-spokenness is an advantage or a disadvantage?
It's an advantage. You say to manage people, we must engage them. Engagement does not involve screaming, shouting. If you want to get the best from your worker, you engage the person. You don't shout. I believe that those who shout and scream are the weak ones. Stronger people don't shout. They speak softly. My former president, the late Atamilos, was first-class person, soft person, and he been the best in terms of management of our economy. Stronger people don't shout. They don't scream. What are you proving if you are strong? Be calm and deal with people. You understand? Yes.
Okay. Now, we'll come back and talk about your person and your family as well, so people get to know you a bit more, aside what they know, you know, politically and all that. But, you know, let's talk about Ghana. I mean, your tenure as finance minister, I was very young, but I read about your exploits. You know, there was low inflation, high growth, quite a number of good things. And you managed the economy at the time quite pretty well. What would you rate the economy of Ghana now, presently? Would you say that it's being managed well?
There are challenges, obviously. And look at the city, for example. When I left office in 2012, Ghanaians needed 1 cedi, 88 pesos to buy $1. Now Ghanaians will need 6.2, that was 6 cedis and 20 pesos to buy the same dollar. You understand? So, what can I say? Years ago, Dr. Baumia said, when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. He said so. And we all remember. The exchange rate has exposed the government now, meaning the fundamentals are weak. By Dr. Baumia's own definition. So there are challenges. All's not well.
All's not well.
The city is now running. And he promised that he will arrest the city. Well, you see, he should arrest the city for us. Dr. Baumia, the city is running.
Right.
He also made another point that he had been at the central bank for so much money in the country, we should not go out to borrow. Didn't you hear that?
I heard.
What has happened during his term? You understand?
So overall, how would you rate the management of the economy under this administration?
I don't want to mark them, but I'm saying that look at the city. Is it okay? It was 1.88 when I left the office. It is now 6.2. When I was leaving the office, the total public debt was 35 billion. Now it's what? Almost 350 billion. I made a point about unemployment and it's being misconstrued. In the speech, if you look at page 3, first paragraph, page 3, look at it. I mentioned that the unemployment rate, as at 2017, the latest data we have was 8.4%. You understand? And that 2013, it was 2.2. Okay. It means the unemployment rate is very high now. And we all talk about it, don't we? Yeah. So I wouldn't like to mark anybody. I'm talking about what we are all observing.
You know,
it's not a paper to mark. No.
Okay, that's fine. But you know, from where you sit, if you were given Ghana today to manage, what would you do differently?
What I did in 2009, I'll repeat it. What happened in 2009? 2009, when we came in, there were challenges. Do you remember? I always put the nation above anything, just as I put the party above every member. When we came in, during the budget preparation, there was a gap between revenue and expenditure. I talked to my colleagues, let us impose a levy on all the banks, on all the insurance companies, because they're doing very well, to be able to break the gap. So what we refer to as the fiscal stabilization levy was imposed by me. And I had a bank, I had insurance companies. 5% on the profit. Of course, my children were not happy. But I explained to them that let's save the nation before the company. If the nation does well, it will affect our companies, so relax. Ghana Commercial Bank was in difficulty. The bank was collapsing. TOR owed the bank about 1.30 billion cedis. I told my boss, president, that let's save this bank immediately. Went to the market, borrowed for 50 billion one afternoon, added 900 million T-bills, and we resolved the issue quickly. Ghana Commercial Bank became very solid and a strong bank. 2010, if you look at the figures, we started growing very fast. There are people who are saying that, oh, it's because of the oil. It's not true. The oil revenue touched our account in January 2011, not 2010. So the non-oil settled economy started growing strongly from 2010. We'll do the same thing, given the chance. The record's there. It will work. Right now, as a nation, we have a huge problem with revenue mobilization, okay? Revenue is not growing very fast. And that the government's major issue, major difficulty is that two expenditure items, compensation bill, that's wages and salaries and debt service, consume all the revenue that government mobilizes. And 2019, it consumed about 99.7%. The revenue we mobilized, two items consumed 99.7%. In 2021, the figure shot up to 121.4, meaning government had to go and borrow to pay workers and to service the debt. This is a crisis we are in now. You understand? As a nation.
Okay. Now, let me quickly say that this interview is live on Star 103.5 FM, Ultimate 106.9 FM, and Empire 102.7 FM. Now, as Finance Minister, Dr. Duffuor, you read budget statements without controversy, and they were passed. I'm sure that you have been following what is happening and the NDC's rejection of the e-levy, which is, currently very topical in the country. Do you believe in going through these means to raise revenue for the country?
I've expressed my views on the e-levy already. It was the lecture I gave. I have an institute, you know it, and we have done a lot of research into revenue mobilization in Ghana. Our view is thus. There is so much we can get from a particular sector, the extractive sector, the mining sector, the oil sector. And that, as a nation, we should begin to look at these areas. Why? It's because you look at Botswana, they live on diamonds, you know it. And it's a small country, small size. Our minerals deposits, reserves, are bigger than the Botswana diamonds. Every year, they rake in more than $3 billion from their diamonds. How much do we rake in from the gold? Even though we export more than $6 billion of gold, 2018, we exported more than $6 billion. How much came back to Ghana? Look at oil. Nigeria receives about 51% of the oil revenue. We don't get 20%. All that we are saying is that it has come to a point where, as a nation, we should look at this sector to be able to bring a lot of revenue to manage our country. You understand? It is very important. It's been done by all the other African nations. Why can't we do the same thing here? What's difficult about we taking charge of our own resources? We are not asking that the foreigners or those who have invested should go. No. We're asking for partnership between them. If Nigeria is getting 51% of their oil, and we don't get 20%. Why don't we invest in the oil industry so that we can get a 50% partnership? Is what that we're talking about. You look at the minerals, the same thing. We can do the same thing. We need heavy revenue in to be able to take care of our infrastructure challenges. You understand? These taxes are very good. We must all pay taxes as responsible citizens. But the bigger revenues will not come from these taxes, even though it's important we do pay our taxes. Extractive industries, our natural resources, which God has given us, should be looked at seriously as a nation.
Okay. You know, you were quoted in an interview that you had on Asempa to say that you think Dr. Bawumia is doing his best to fix the economy. Is that to say that you support him?
I say he's doing his best. And this is his best, his English language. That's it, he's performing.
Is he performing?
His best is not good enough. That is why the CD is now 6.2. His best is not good enough. That's why we're going through all these challenges. I said his best. I never said he's performing. He's done very well. Bawumia's best is not good enough. Otherwise, why would the city be 6.2%, 6.2 cities? You want to buy $1, you need 6 plus. Why? It was 1.8 when I left the office. When President Duffuor left office, it was 1.2. 4 years after, it got 1.8. So 1.2, 1.8. Why 6.2 now? When you had said previously that we were incompetent, NDC, in handling the city. But it was not even 2 cities to $1. Now it's 6.2. How can I say he's performing? I said he's doing his best. His best is not good enough. You understand me? His best is not good enough.
Okay. You know, there are people who are very confident in you when it comes to the economy. You speak with a lot of power and confidence on the economy, but they don't hear you speak on social issues. How do you respond to that? Issues about transportation, issues about the Keta Sea Defense Project, the issues, just social issues. How do you respond to that?
There is time for everything. Okay? There's time for everything. As an economist, you should know when to speak and when not to speak. You understand?
There have been accusations that you are a mole sent by the NPP to undermine former President Mahama. How do you respond to those accusations?
Well, I spend all my time, my resources to build a party, help a party to grow, and be a mole. Does it agree? Forward. Any time I've been called, I've answered. Let me tell you, when they sent me to London in 1991, my last child was 1.5 years. My children were very young. I left them here, stayed in London for 4 years all alone because of Ghana. You understand? What do I have to do with a party that's opposed to my party? Being a mole? What's the meaning of that? What's the meaning? You see, it's a very wicked attack. And I pray that those people will stop and put their thinking cap on. It is just unfair. I have sacrificed so much for the party. Who in the party has been given a job and has for 4 years given his salary to the state or to the party? As a finance minister for 4 years, I didn't want to talk about any of this, you see, but it's the time to maybe explain. I gave all my salaries 4 years. I didn't take 1 month's salary. Everything went back to the state.
Why?
I drove my own car. No fuel from government. I stayed in my own house. At the end of the period, the ex gratia, I gave it to the state.
Why?
I wanted to sacrifice. I wanted to do something to society. I do that everywhere. I have been the chairman of Ghana Heart Foundation since 1998. I have never taken a peso at a board meeting. You understand? Go to my village, my town, ask. 82, I helped them to set up a rural bank. I was the chairman for about 30 years. I never took 1 peso as sitting allowance. We are all different people. I enjoy doing such things. You understand me? I believe that money is from God. You understand? I made a point in Parliament when I was being vetted that money is a spiritual commodity. It doesn't like noise. I don't have time for that. How can I be a mole when money is not my problem? I look up to God. You understand?
You know, since news of your lectures and probable interest in the party and the works that you're doing came out, there are people who have said that, you know, what you're doing may be disruptive to the party and maybe for the larger interest of the entire party. You should just let former President Mahama go, do his work, and support him from the back.
The issue is not about Mahama, it's about the party and the country. What happened 2018 when President Rawlings asked me to do it and assured me I'm going to campaign for it throughout the country. Take it up. I said no. What I'm doing now is not President Mahama's issue. Their party and the country. Their party and the country. You understand me? It has nothing to do with him. And what's democracy? What's wrong with even people challenging, contesting? The MPP, we heard about 3 or 4, 5 people whose names have come up. What happened in our party in 2018? About 10, 12 people contested, including President Mahama himself. Were you not here? Were you not here? Were you not here?
I was here.
So, what has changed? Is that a new version of democracy? Or what?
So will you contest?
We should be very careful in this country.
Will you contest?
Will
you contest?
I said we're not there yet. But I'm saying that people should stop talking about one person standing in the political... No. Even a standing president was challenged. Our former First Lady challenged Prof. Mills. Were you not here? What happened? And what has changed all of a sudden?
Right. Okay. Well, you're still watching GH Today. I'm in the studios with former Finance Minister, Dr. Kwabena Duffuor. And the interview is live on Star 103.5 FM, Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, and in Takoradi, Empire 102.7 FM. Very shortly, I'll let him go. But, you know, you spoke earlier when you said that you gave 4 years of your salary back to the state and your ex-gratia. And you are known to do a lot of philanthropy work, and your very recent project, which is collaborating with Stoneboy to build some schools in the Volta region. Why did you decide to take up that challenge? Of all the issues, all the projects that you could have handled, why this one? I'll give you a minute to drink your water.
In my lecture, I talked about the children, some of our children going to school under trees.
Okay.
And I said it was a dent on our national conscience.
Right.
I feel it. 2010, the issue of children going to school under trees became a topical issue. It went to Parliament, and the then government, of which I was the finance minister, started removing the schools under trees. Because, as I mentioned, it was a real dent on our national conscience. 21st century, you have your children, some of them going to school under trees. 2010, we are now 2021. How many years now? Some of the children are still going to school under trees. I have a foundation, and for years, I've been helping children. About 5 years ago, we had examination in my area and picked 10 young people, send them to a kindergarten. My idea was to expose them, train them so they could go to top-class schools. Thank God, because some of them at the University of KUST, some of them still top secondary schools. It's my passion. I was given that opportunity. That's why I'm sitting here. Okay. And strong boy, thank God. This young man, he's younger, so he understands the mind of the youth, the heart of the youth. He's also doing what I've been doing for years, trying to support children. Now he is moved into making sure that children don't go to school under trees.
Okay.
So the two of us have common interest.
Right.
So we are partnering to pursue this agenda.
Okay. I mean, if you talk about schools under trees, here at GHOne TV, we've done several reports, and I'm sure that, you know, for the foundation which you have, you would know that the Volta region isn't the only region which has schools under trees. So is there a plan to eventually look at the other regions where there are students who go to schools under trees, or the focus is just on the Volta region?
No, he has started.
So you're supporting?
We support him.
Right.
But we should have a plan to help other children, other areas. Yes.
Right. Okay. We have to go very shortly. You're watching GH Today. We are live on Star 103.5 FM, Empire 106.9 FM in Kumasi, and in Takoradi 102.7 FM. Doc, you know, everyone, when at the mention of your name, knows that you are a businessman, a successful one, of course, a former finance minister, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, but very little is known about your family. Tell us about your family and your faith. I know that you're a very, you know, great believer in Christ. I have spoken with you a couple times, interviewed you at services organized by EIB. Tell us about your family, your faith.
Well, first, my family. I have a lovely family, a pretty wife, 5 beautiful children, 2 young men, and 3 young ladies. We are all Christians of faith. We believe in Christ, that Christ is our Savior. He died for us. And with Christ and God, everything we want, we will get. And we are getting them. We have no problem. It's a lovely family. Our provider, God, does it for us every day.
Right.
Yes.
Would you have any last words for our viewers before we go?
Yeah, that we have only one country. That's Ghana. Where we are now, we should all come together and build a nation so that our children, grandchildren, and the future generation will find a better Ghana. They wouldn't leave Ghana because they're not happy and go to other countries. This is our land, which God gave us. And our forefathers fought and preserved it for us. That's why we said this, Yangara Assassini, it is our land. We should protect it and grow it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kwabena Duffuor, for coming on the show. Dr. Kwabena Duffuor is former finance minister, former governor of the Bank of Ghana, philanthropist.